Welcome to your weekly astrology forecast from Born Without Boundaries Tarot here on Astrology Motivation. This is a weekly overview of the astrology and how it's going to impact you. In this overview, I will stay away from overly astrology-specific terminology, not because I hate it, I absolutely love it, I'm an astrologer, but because to most people, it doesn't make much sense and it gets in the way of the message. So leave the comments below and let me know if you would like a deeper dive into the technicalities, like a real deep dive astrology, kind of technical astrology weekly, or some form of that. I know other astrologers do that, so if you're interested, I could also recommend them to you. Just email me and I can recommend quite a few that are really excellent and that do really intense astrology updates, sometimes monthly, sometimes weekly. But this weekly astrology update is forecast is really just to let you know the energies that are swirling around you this week, and they will impact you in one aspect of your life or the other. For those of you who are majorly into astrology, I highly recommend you going to your natal chart and seeing how what's happening in the cosmos now interacts with your natal chart, so you can know exactly what areas of your life all of these energies are going to be impacting the most. So let's get into the two predominant cosmic occurrences that are happening this week. Number one, Venus is leaving Leo and heading into Virgo, and that happens on Monday. And remember, these days are loose, just because depending on when it actually happens, there's going to be it could be different. It could be different in your part of the world, but generally speaking, it is a Monday that Venus goes into Virgo. And number two is Mercury goes into retrograde, and that happens on the 9th, 10th, depending on where you are, which is like Friday on the globe, depending on where you are. So those are the two biggest energy changes that are happening this week. Venus is in detriment in Virgo. And what does detriment mean? It means vulnerability. So she's sort of left wide open in a world where is basically completely opposite from what she really loves to indulge in. And that is, her world of luxury and her world of pleasure, and her world of joy and her world of optimism is really humbled by Virgo's pragmatic, pedantic, responsible earthiness. And she kind of loses herself a little bit, like, where do I fit in here? And it's actually a perfect time for her sort of I can't think of the term. It's really actually the perfect timing for her to be feeling this way. Existential crisis, because the sun is going to really sort of help her out here, because the sun is in Virgo too, and the sun has been going through a lot of crap. But with its aspects to Chiron, it's almost coming into an understanding of what all that crap means and why it had to experience it. So this understanding of the self, and that you have a right to slow down and take things and pace things as they are right for you, as they are good for you, as they are healthy for you, and that no pace is wrong to the universe, and that's what matters the most. Getting comfortable with who you are, where you come from, and what has happened to you, because the sun is also sextile to the South Node. And it's in a beautiful trine to the North Node. So there's just this wonderful understanding right now, the North Node and Uranus. So there's wonderful understanding of, if I'm odd, if I'm different, I'm odd and different. And because the sun is in Virgo, it also has this strength of saying sometimes I have to go things on my own. It's not always about everybody following or everybody realizing that, this is the right thing to do. I have to feel secure in it. And I do feel now secure enough in myself to be able to go down that path and be okay with who I am as I am. Meanwhile, Venus is like, oh my God, I don't feel like myself. And she doesn't feel like herself, simply because of this. She doesn't fit in. But is fitting in the only way that we can feel like ourselves? Is it through the validation of other people? And I'm not trying to say that that's not important, but is through the validation of other people the only way that we validate our own worth? And I think if we turn our understanding of value inward and we turn our understanding of value into our own sort of like internal assembly line of, well, what are we getting done? And reminding ourselves of our value with, very Virgo energy with, look how much I accomplish every single day. Look how effective and impactful the things I do are. Even if people aren't recognizing me, which is a downside to Virgo. A lot of times what Virgo does goes unnoticed. But even if they're not noticing me, I'm noticing me and the value that I provide. And I know these motherfuckers couldn't do it without me. Because if I walked away for a day, and every once in a while in this season, for over the next couple of weeks, maybe take a weekend, maybe take Fridays off, and just remind people every once in a while what you actually do contribute. Because even though they may not recognize you when you are there, they're sure as hell going to miss you when you aren't. So I'm not trying to tell you to leave your marriage or leave your job, but give them something to miss. By doing something that's actually quite healthy for you, especially with both Venus and the sun in Virgo, it takes some me time. Take some space. Take some time to yourself. Be by yourself. Do that hermitage or be alone with the trees. Put your feet in the dirt. This will ground you. This will take away that chaotic energy inside your body. Negativity, fear, worry, doubt, all those things. Put your feet into the soil. Put your feet into the soil, especially around trees. The roots of the trees, the fungus growing in the forest will take away. Legitimately, there are mushrooms that are growing in Chernobyl right now. They have the power to take away the most deadly toxic energies. They'll do it for you too, and you don't have to eat them. Don't go around saying Michelle told you to eat mushrooms. I didn't tell you to eat shit. I'm saying stand in the ground, stand in the earth near them. Put your feet in the dirt, put your feet in the soil near trees, near mushroom circles. Let that energy be taken, that negative, that chaotic, unbalanced energy. Let it be taken away. Trust in the simple things. See, that's where Venus really, really shines in Virgo, is she starts to realize love and beauty is in very simple things. It's in the details. It's in the little things that everybody notices until they're not there. And so that's what we're going to start to learn this week. Now, of course, the other big cosmic event that's happening is Mercury has gone into retrograde. But I got to say, we're already feeling this. We've been feeling this all of last week. Mercury will go into the retrograde 9th, 10th, depending on where you guys are on the globe. And ultimately, what does that mean? Slow the fuck down, dude. That's what it means. When Mercury comes out of retrograde toward the end of October, Mars will go into retrograde. And remember, there are already, 5 other planets in retrograde already? So it's the perfect time for this Mercury retrograde to happen. Mercury starts its retrograde in Libra. It'll eventually retrograde back into Virgo. And that just says, listen, give it more time. Give everything more time, more space, and review things. Check it over twice. Check it over 3 times. Maybe even get a second opinion. Because, now this is not this week, but later on in Mercury's retrograde, toward the end of it, it'll retrograde all the way back to into that horrible opposition position, with Neptune, and it's just not the place that you want Mercury, because it's very confusing and kind of quasi-delusionary. And, you know, Mercury's already got all this crap from Jupiter coming on it. It's during the retrograde, Mercury is opposite Jupiter, which means its mind is scattered every which way. There's 100 things coming at the same time. It's almost like quantum thinking. The problem is most of us are used to linear thinking. So this is what you do. You thank God for the Mercury retrograde, because it's going to slow things down enough. Almost like if you've seen a scene from The Matrix, it'll slow things down enough so that when everything's coming at you, because yes, Mercury is opposite Jupiter. When everything's coming at you, you, thank God for this beautiful Virgo energy, can put it into an assembly line and say, I know all y'all want my attention at once, but all y'all not going to get my attention at once. You're going to go one at a time because I say so. So in this craziness, you will find your strength and you will find your personal right to put yourself on your own schedule. Ask any Virgo. If you're friends with any Virgos, you know they'll put their own bosses on schedules. They don't give a fuck. They have no problem saying, I'm going to do this today, and this today, and I'm not going to do anything else. They are exceptional at compartmentalizing chores and responsibilities. And that is going to be something that we're going to find a great deal of beauty in now. Compartmentalize the power, the sort of power in yourself this week to find your right to be able to say, no, I can't do this right now. No, I cannot do this today. No, I will not think of all of these things at once. I will think of them one at a time, and I will do it in my time, on my time. And when it's time for me to clock out, I'm going to clock the fuck out, and I'm not going to pick it up until tomorrow. It's in the little things. It's in the scheduling of things. It's in the empowerment that scheduling brings you, not to imprison you, not to trap you, but to actually show you how much control you have over your own life, and that you don't need to adhere to all this crap coming at you at once. You could say, okay, I understand that all of this wants to get done, but I only got 2 hands. I only got 2 eyes. I got 1 brain. I got 2 feet. Hopefully you have all those things. God bless. And I'm going to do all these things. I'm just not going to do them all at once. I think it was Maria Shriver that was on, she was like an interview with Oprah or something like that. And she said, you really can have it all. You just can't have it all at once. And that's what I want you guys to think of in this week, especially in this week, really throughout all of Virgo season, through that Mercury retrograde that's opposite Jupiter. I want you to think about, you really can have it all. You just can't have it all at once. And I would translate that into, you can't do it all at once. So do it all one at a time. Take your time. And trust the process, especially since trusting the process this week is really about trusting yourself and your ability to create the process and stick to the process. Honor yourself by creating your own time frames. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please be sure to like it. I watch so many videos on YouTube. I'm subscribed to so many channels and I completely forget to like the video. So please be sure to like this video. If you really love it, share it on your social media platforms. And please be sure that you are subscribed to this channel and that you have that notification bell clicked and rung so that you know when I go live for all those daily tarot card readings that I hope you join me for. And please be sure that you are also subscribed to Born Without Boundaries Tarot right here on Astrology Motivation, because that's where you will get your 12 zodiac sign specific messages, 24 messages if you are a member of the Unbound membership on Born Without Boundaries Tarot. So there really is a whole other layer that's not available to the public over on Born Without Boundaries Tarot, and that membership will get you access to it. So think about it. Have a great week. Spend all the time with your feet in the dirt that you can to help ground yourself. And remember, you can do all of it. You just can't do it all at once. So trust yourself to prioritize and get things done one step at a time. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the videos.